and welcome to the Data Science for Engineers. As the previous lecturer, I told you that before we started with the data science, we will introduce you with the R or RStudio so you can go with slightly better with the data science because the platform which we are going to use for data science is going to be R. So hello and welcome to the lecture. This is Introduction to R language. In this particular lecture, we will cover two topics, which is R language and RStudio. RStudio is GUI or IDE, integrated development environment. Okay. In this lecture, we will see how to set the working directory. Then we will go further to how to create an R file and save it. We will execute a R file and then we will execute the pieces of code in R language. So moving to the language, what is actually a R language? So the R language is an open source programming language. It is used as statistical software and data analysis tool also. The interface used in R language is command line user interface, and the platform in that it is available is Windows, Linux, and macOS. Moving to other RStudio. RStudio is integrated development environment IDE for R language. It is like as GUI when we um, give a command, see its result, and we can also see its integrated variables in RStudio. It is available for two license. One is open source license and second is commercial license. The editions of RStudio are as desktop version and server version. In this particular lecture, we will use the desktop open source version of RStudio and do some problems with RStudio in this version. Again, the platforms are used by RStudio is Windows as well as Linux and macOS. Moving to our the first thing, how to set the working directory in R Studio. Let me first let me first be friendly with the environment of RStudio. This is the console panel over here. In this particular panel, we can see our results and our command lines. At the right of this console, we have a particular tab is environment tab. In this environment tab, we can see our variables which are used in that particular codes. The right of environment is history environment, which is the also a kind of environment, but in this environment we can delete the variables also, but we cannot delete its history variables. So it shows us the variables from the starting of the RStudio until our new codes. At the bottom of environment code, we have files over here. It has different kind of tabs over here. It is files, plots, packages, help, and viewer. Files is basically shows us the current working directory in which we are working with RStudio. Plots is used as to plot some graphs. Packages is main because it contains the files of RStudio or R language, and we can also add some packages of R as per our requirement. Help is a very useful tab over here because we do not know the many functions introduced in R, so help will us to help find out the new functions of R over here. Viewer we will not go more further in viewer because viewer is a base advanced thing, so which we are talking to in another lecture. So first of all, as I told you, we have to set our working directory to work with the RStudio. You can use this command to in console to set your working directory, set wd, which is basically known as working directory, and quotes column and director path. Or you can also go to this tab and click the three dots over here. This is the three dots, go to directory, and then a folder will pop up. A folder browser will pop up, and you can use your working directory from here and then open, and after that click on this more and click on this set as working directory to be set at your RStudio. Now we will create a R file and save it. So first of all, for create an R file, there is two ways to create an R file. First of all, go to files, then go to a new file, and then go to a R script. The shortcut key is Control plus Shift plus N for new R script file, or also you can just click this icon, which is just right bottom in R tab, file tab, sorry. Click on this and you can use R script, R not, R markdown, and other also scripts like as Python script, C++ files, and SQL script. So we are going to over R script over here. So click on R script. As you click on R script, there is a new window introduced with ourselves that is basically known as the editor of this particular RStudio. In this particular RStudio, we will write some codes, and then you can see over here there is run over here, and this is for run the previous command. So we will write our commands at here, and then we will execute it in console window. So let us write some command. A simple command is, let us define a is equals to, let us define with it 11. Make sure that this is a editor, not a compiler that you have to put a semicolon over here. It is an editor, so you can just use as your required file. Okay, and let's b is equal to a multiply with 10 over here, and print circle bracket c a column b. So what is this going to be do here? We had assigned a with 11, b with a times 10, and print c, where c will execute the first a and b over here. So let's save this before executing. You can also save and save as. I will recommend you to save as for your working file. So save it. Let's give it a name. Let's go test 1 and then save. There is one thing which we have to understand over here, that it will execute the file where the cursor, this is the cursor, where the cursor ends over here. Okay, if we put an enter over here and cursor moves from print, and then we run it with control enter. This will give us an error like this. It will put nothing over here because we get nothing over it, so it will give us error that is nothing over here. Okay, and when we put cursor over print and then click enter, as you can see over here that we have our results over in console panel. We have assigned a is equals to 14, b is equals to a times t, which is basically 11 times 10, 110 over here. We can also edit a particular line, select that particular line 51 and then enter. So as you can see in console panel, a is equals to 51, and in values we have assigned a is equal to 51, but we did not get any changes with 110 with b over here. So we have execute the R files over here. So run is command that is used to execute the selected lines in RStudio. Source or source with echo for whole file, because source is used for executing whole command lines, and only the last line will execute with source, and source with echo will execute also the number of commands which we have introduced in ourselves also. Advantages of using run is troubleshooting or debugging, because we can easily debug our whole commands with run. And disadvantages of run is for large section, or we when we write the number of numerous commands, we cannot use run because it will get overpopulated and messy. Over here, at this we have come to the end of this lecture. In tomorrow's lecture we will use the how to put a comment on the R file and how to put a comment over a particular command line. So thank you. Bye bye.